everyone, I'm Liz.
I'm Chris.
And we are Carnival Cruise Addicts.
So, we posted a video last night, a couple tips and tricks, and took a night off. Figured we got a couple more because we've been on, I don't know, 50-something cruises. So, as I said the other day, we're normal, everyday working folks, just got out of work ourselves. So we figured we'd do a couple more things for the new people and the veterans, because, I mean, we've learned stuff from other people so many times, you know, so it's just fun stuff to have on a cruise and stuff. Sometimes you know, the comforts of home. So you get home, you're like, you know, I want to do a snacky cake, which we talked about the other day. You're like, crap, now I gotta go down to Lido. Lido's closed. The only thing that's open is Guy's Burgers, blah blah blah. So yeah, just fun stuff to help with the cruise, make it a little more enjoyable, a little more homey, because that's your home for, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. And might as well make it feel like home.
Yeah, so our first tip for the night is something that I have learned throughout cruising. We don't do the laundry on there, but sometimes you wear your clothes multiple times. So I used to bring Febreze, but this is actually Bounce, which is a wrinkle releaser as well as a fabric fabric freshener. What's that called?
Febreze, but they don't make that anymore. So this is kind of like Febreze. But a little side effect is it does take out the help with the wrinkles, because sometimes, you know, there's not exactly a lot of storage on all the different rooms. So, you know, if you can't hang anything and you got to fold it up, you know, this definitely kind of helps to pick it up.
You're going to fold it and put it in your suitcase anyway, so when you unpack, everything's already wrinkled. So this is very, very helpful.
You got a hair dryer, which can act as kind of an iron if you wait a little bit, but there's no irons in the room.
Right, right. Another tip we have is for those that do consume alcohol, yeah. It actually only costs, if you get like 5 or 6 cocktails per day, which isn't that long, like that many. Like you get a couple in the morning, you know, mimosas, Bloody Marys, and then, you know, by the end of the night, like they're pretty expensive. So if you get the drink package, you actually can save a lot of money. You can get sodas, you can get waters, you can get coffees.
Java Blues. So yeah, you go to the coffee shop, you know, and it's $3-4 a coffee. Even the specialty coffees, hell, if you got alcohol in those, they're included in the drink package. That will count against your drinks for the day, which is capped out at 15.
15 alcoholic drinks per day in a 24-hour period. But if you buy them pre-cruise, if you buy the Cheers, sometimes you can get a 10% off discount, which is really good too.
Yeah, I think it's 65 if you get on board, and like 60. We'll post a snap of what it shows. Yeah. What the pricing is. But another key thing too is decide before you get on the cruise or the day of the cruise. Because if it's a 7-day cruise and 2 days in, you say, you know what, I'm going to get the drink package. Guess what? You're paying since you got on the boat. So you've already paid for those drinks, and now you're going to pay for it again. So definitely, you know, talk about it and say, hey, are we going to do this? Because if one person gets it in the cabin,
everybody over 21 has to get it.
Yep.
No exceptions. Doesn't matter if you have a medical issue or you're, you know, if you're, you know, a recovering alcoholic, you have to get it. So
yeah, so make sure you talk to your roommate if you're cruising with a friend, you know, or a spouse. And obviously if it's a spouse, you would know what their alcoholic tendencies are, unless they're like a closet alcoholic, which never know.
But also just keep in mind that if you're leaving out of Galveston or New York, the drink package won't kick in until day 2. But any other port that I know about, it kicks in right away. If you're in port, you usually have to pay the port tax for United States, but beyond that, they'll be free the entire time, or prepaid. Right. And it does include gratuity, but we do like to add extra gratuity. We find we get a little bit better service, and they work really hard, so we want to give them a little more.
It's definitely worth it. So, you know, when you do the gratuity, the prepaid gratuities and stuff like that is split amongst everybody. So like we normally will carry a stack of hundreds with hundreds. Singles. 100 or so ones, sorry. And, you know, and then when you hand it to them, you know, they're
Wait, where are you keeping the stack of hundreds that I don't know about? That's not 100. It's a stack of singles.
If you've been on the boat and played the claw machine, we want one. And as much as we like to use
and now
it,
I'm not allowed to spend that money. I have to put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
So there's $100 just sitting up there. doing nothing.
Looking pretty, looking pretty. But yeah, they actually take those dollars and they put them right in their pocket. So that's kind of like their personal money, and it's a thank you to them for really doing a good job. So tips are not required. If they're
they're automatically added to everything. Extra tips.
Additional tips. I apologize. Yeah. So just like anything else, if you go to a restaurant and the service was spectacular, you're going to tip light. If it wasn't, or tip heavy. If it wasn't good, you're going to tip light. Same with these. So it's it's fun.
Yeah. So Wi-Fi. Not everybody purchases Wi-Fi, but some people like to keep in touch on social media, where they have social media plans or emails, or maybe do some FaceTime calling or whatever it might be. If you want to use Wi-Fi, you're better off pre-purchasing that as well, because a lot of times they apply a discount. And but you also can do it per day. So if you're only going to use it once in a while, like midweek, you could do a 1-day plan. But it's cheaper if you're going to do it consistently to pre-purchase for the entire time. Like
literally the first time we bought Wi-Fi on the cruise ship, because we've been doing it when cell phones didn't even barely exist, and we threw them in the safe so we could just thoroughly disconnect. But we had to buy the Wi-Fi package because we actually bought a house on the cruise. So we had to do the DocuSign and stuff like that.
Oh, we put an offer in.
Yeah.
Yes. But we actually, what happened was we went to Key West, and we went to the aquarium there, and we looked at the foliage, and the house we bought has similar foliage to what we saw.
We live in South
And then
Florida.
we said, okay, we're going to buy this house. It was fate. It's meant to be. So then we had to work with our realtor, so we had to actually buy the Wi-Fi. I prefer not to use it, but nowadays everything you do is through the phone. You've got apps that you got to use, the Hub app. But it does have menus. You can check in for your meals. So Wi-Fi is good, and if you're gonna do it, make sure you're pre-purchased.
Yeah, there's different levels, which we'll kind of post. It's not going to be an end-all be-all pricing, because the structure is based on each different cruise. But again, it shows you the different levels. You get I think they call it the social
value,
then you get value, premium, and then premium. Yeah. So yeah, there's different levels of it. Again, if you need it, or if you're taking a work vacation, if you will, then you can go from there. Next topic, e-muster. So if you're a first-time cruiser, then to you this is like, well, that seems to make sense. If you're a long-time cruiser, even a midline cruiser, pre-COVID, the muster station, you had to go outside on some of the ships. Sit there in the dead of summer. Early days, you had to bring your frickin' life vest with you. So now it's hot. You're sweaty. Depending on the time of the muster station.
Forever.
Yeah. You may have had a buzz on, and you're sitting there for an hour, losing your buzz, sweating to death, and got a bunch of stinky people, and you're wearing a life vest. Then they eliminated a life vest. Improvement. Yay. Love it. Still got to gather, wait for everybody to check in. Now, they have e-muster. So, research that. Look at where your muster station is. There are people all over the boat to help you with this, but I strongly encourage you, run up to Lido, grab a drink, have a drink, run straight to your e-muster station. Get this done. It is so flippin' easy, it's not even funny.
It's like 5 minutes long.
Or less. I mean, we've gotten to them where the guy's showing how to do the demonstration, and we check in, he goes, you saw that, right? Yeah? Good. Bye. Done. Just get it done. There's so many implications, they will shut off your card. So if you go to buy a drink and there's, getting later toward, where we're about to actually leave port, they will shut off your card and you ain't getting nothing. And it can delay quite literally the entire ship. The Coast Guard requires X amount of percentage, if not 100% of everybody to go to a muster station. And it's not just a pain in the ass. If the poop hits the fan, if something, God forbid, happens, at least you have a good idea where you need to go. So it doesn't always happen. If it does, know where you're
prepared.
going. Yeah.
You want to know. There's a video that they want you to watch as well that's either in your room. Right. I think you can actually do it through the Hub app on Carnival. But you should know what to do in case of an emergency. They are rare, but you should be prepared.
Absolutely.
But honestly, this e-muster is a blessing. I know some other cruise line took away the e-muster, and then by popular demand, they brought it back. Just make sure you get it done very quickly after you get on board, and then you can enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Yeah, and Carnival has expanded it to all ships now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so originally it was some of their newer class ships, the Excel class.
Well, after pandemic, it was everything.
Yeah. So yeah, it's super easy. I encourage you to just do it, and then you can get back with your vacation. And while you're there, you might meet a couple friends too, because it's kind of a little fun.
I don't know about that. I don't think I've met anybody at the e-muster.
All right, we've had a few giggles after a few drinks.
All right.
I think if any of you are pet owners like us, I don't know if you can see it on this shirt, but that's my stomach. There's fur everywhere besides that fur.
So we always like to pack a lint roller, whether you have pet hair or just lint in general. Something that's easy to carry, quick to bring, and just have it in your room, and you'll be happy you did.
Yeah, because you're going out to dinner, go to steakhouse, you break out your suit, which you wear once every time you cruise, maybe. Which I don't even bring a suit, but I dressed up tonight. I got my tux on, as you can see. What? But yeah, I mean, anything dark, it shows the hair, the fur, lint, anything like that. It's a good little tip and trick, so you're not sitting there licking your hand and going like this for 10 minutes trying to get all the fur off. Much easier. You peel it off, throw it away, and we're done.
Okay. The next thing that I would suggest for anybody looking to go on a cruise is to make sure you get a passport. Now, is it required? Absolutely not. You can use a birth certificate and driver's license for the majority of the ports you're going to go to. But what I will say is something they've implemented now post-pandemic is the customs process is really super smooth with facial recognition. So getting on the ship and then getting off the ship, like instead of having these massive lines, the birth certificate and driver license line is super long. When you go through the passport line, it's like a quick thing and you just get right off, and it is super easy.
Yeah, when you're getting on the boat, if you have a passport, they scan it so that photo is there. So literally you go boop, facial recognition, custom agent looks at you, goes, yep, and boom. Actually, most of the time the custom agent doesn't even look at you anymore. They just, the recognition system automatically does it. If they want to stop you, they can, but yeah, just definitely get a passport. And if you're, and we'll cover this topic at another thing, peer runners. So peer runners are the fine folks who just don't listen. There's no other way to do it. I mean,
or they have their phone set to change time if we move to, like, go to a port where
keep that thing on airplane.
It's an hour ahead or an hour behind.
Keep it on airplane.
Yes, so you should keep your phone on airplane mode at all times.
Or take an analog watch with you.
What's an analog watch? I don't know what that is.
This is an old Timex Iron Man. It's old as poopy.
But you want to be back on time, and the thing is, if you get left in port, you cannot fly home without a passport.
You're SOL.
So it's a big problem. You probably have to go to the embassy, and it's a big rigmarole.
Yep.
So get a passport. It's not a lot of money in the scheme of things, and just make sure you're prepared.
And pro tip for people that have passports, this is something new. Relatively, if your passport is going to expire within 6 months, you can't use it.
It's not that new. It's been around for a while, but yeah, it's like you would think you could use your passport
if it expires
if
in 6 months.
Expired.
Yeah,
but a lot of times they don't let you travel with it if it's within 6 months of expiration, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, you might be out of the country for more than 6 months. I don't know, but again, just a little tip: if you already have a passport and you're like, "Oh, I'm going on a cruise in 2 months. I have my passport," get it renewed.
Yeah. Yep.
And then battery pack. So last video you saw, we were talking about, bringing different adapters and power strips. I almost said surge protector again, because you can't have a surge protector. So getting a backup battery pack, huge. So this one in particular has two USBs coming.
No, keep going.
I'm keeping going. This one has two USBs to whatever the hell you want. And it charges by either USB-C or USB micro. This one is like a 28,000 or something like that. So it'll charge, this is a Galaxy 22 or something like that. It'll charge this thing 2 to 3 times over from 30% to full. So nice if you're going off ship and not even on an excursion or whatever you're doing. But it's nice just to have. It's not that heavy. This thing maybe weighs 4 or 5 ounces. But if you're running out of power, whatever, you know, because a lot of us, ourselves included, this is our cruise camera. So we're actually recording on Liz's camera. So this is what we use to take our photos now. And if you're running out of juice, you know, you can't take pictures.
Yeah, but I mean, even the fans we talked about in the last video, like, they're all USB. Everything, I feel like all we do in life is charge stuff. Like, it drives me crazy.
Hold on, I gotta charge.
Yeah. But honestly, it's really handy to have this for peace of mind, to know that you never have to worry about it, and then you can charge it overnight in your room and you're good to go.
Yep. And we've actually had, you know, met people on the boat, and you see them like, oh crap, my phone's about to die, you know, I gotta text somebody, I gotta do this for dinner, I gotta check in for dinner, my phone's about to die. It literally fits in your pocket. So cell phone, battery. It's actually a little bit smaller than the cell phone. So
yeah, and they have different shape sizes. They have smaller ones.
Yeah, we got little dinky ones.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
We got these little guys here. I mean, this one is 1500. So even the little ones like this, dropped it, pick it back up. They'll charge, you know, the battery. And my phone, it'll pick it up 10-15%, and it's literally the size of a pen. You know, so you got all different shapes and sizes. They work freaking spectacularly.
Yeah, and they're really, really, like, small and easy to carry, so.
One thing not to bring with you on a cruise, because even though we like music, nobody else wants to listen to your music. Please don't be one of these people that has this in your pocket while you're blasting music walking around.
Carnival banned them, actually.
Yeah. They will take them out of your suitcase. So if you have a portable speaker, they will likely confiscate it when it goes through. So just a what not to bring. If you like this little guy, this was not a cheap one. It's a cool speaker. We use it at the house. We use it at the pool. We absolutely love it. Don't bring it on a cruise. You will lose it and you will not get it back. It's like your favorite little pocket knife at the airport. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about it for us tonight.
Yeah.
We enjoyed making this video. Now I gotta edit it, and we'll see if we can figure that out. We've got pizza on the way for dinner.
See if she edits that out. But again, yeah, we really appreciate everybody watching. We hope we're helpful. And if anything you want to share with us and you want us to broadcast, you know, if it makes sense, we absolutely freaking will. We're easy going. So yeah, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, as Liz likes saying.
Even if not helpful, at least maybe a little entertaining. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch me go. I mean, come on, you got a guy in a tux behind a bar talking about cruising. Not really a tux.
All right.
I need that
Bye-bye.
literal I was talking about earlier. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you.